Breaking news happening right now in Long Beach. This is a CHP pursuit. The driver of a silver Cadillac wanted for reckless driving, and apparently his lights are off as you see it there. Let's go up to Desmond Shaw, live in Sky 9, who's following from above. Des.
Yeah, Juan and Pat, so this one is, this guy's barely hanging on here. You can see all of the sparks and smoke coming from the back of the vehicle. This car wanted for reckless DUI, and boy, has this guy been driving like it. It came out of the city of Industry, already caused one crash. He actually ran into an innocent person back on the 60 freeway, caused a wreck, and sadly, that person involved in that crash, totally innocent, has been injured. And he kept going, and you could see the damage done to his vehicle from that crash. He's been driving with his lights out. That's probably what caused the crash. We haven't heard about any insane speeds, maybe up to about 65 miles an hour, but I think this vehicle, it looks like we believe it to be a Cadillac, is on its last leg at this point. You can see the sparks coming out, may have lost a tire. He just doesn't want to give up. He's been over on the right-hand shoulder, now back into lanes, and pretty dangerous here as we come up to a freeway transition with full-speed traffic in this vehicle that is barely even functional. We just transition to the northbound 605 away from the 605. So we came from Industry all the way south on the 605 and now northbound on the 405 headed towards Long Beach, and we'll see how much longer this lasts, Pat and Juan.
Yeah, no, definitely. Desmond, as we watch this shot here, you can see the car going a lot slower, the smoke pouring from that back bumper. Any idea whether or not they used spike strips or anything? What caused this damage? Was it maybe that impact on that crash we were talking about?
I believe that this is all from the crash, all of the damage to this. They had authorized a pit. They had authorized a pit maneuver after that crash because they really wanted to bring this to an end. Look at this. I don't even think he has a front tire to speak of. The front left tire looks like it's completely gone. I don't even think he's on a brake caliper at this point, so he might be down to just 3 tires at this point. You can see how hard the rear wheels are spinning. And, you know, you're asking, this car to keep up now, and it doesn't even have a brake caliper to rest on in the front. This is pretty much over at this point.
Yeah.
I believe they said that this is we'll zoom in and see if we can get a better look here. And we are now at a complete stop. This vehicle is done. It said, I've had all I can take, and the vehicle, probably on the verge of overheating at this point. They believe it's a 60-year-old man behind the wheel. I believe just one person in the car. But now that the car has pretty much given it up, let's see if he's finally going to give up. Yeah,
that's what I was reading here in our notes. Apparently, they do believe it is a 60-year-old driver wanted for reckless DUI. Started out of Roland Heights, Walnut Drive, and Gale Avenue at Nogales Street. That's where that all started. So he covered quite a bit of distance before he crashed, and obviously coming to a stop here in Long Beach. And Desmond, you're absolutely right. As you zoom in there, you can hardly see a wheel or a rim or anything. There's really nothing in that the front tire. It definitely has come off, and there's nowhere else for this driver to go, it seems.
Yeah, I'll zoom back in and show you. I don't think that I've ever seen a vehicle can continue in a pursuit. I mean, we've seen spike strips before where, the rubber falls off and then it's on the metal, and then maybe even the rim will fall off, and it can sometimes even still go for a mile or two on the brake caliper before that disintegrates down to the axle. Oh, look at that now, dumping something out the window, some kind of liquid. And, well, let's just remember this, was wanted for reckless DUI. That was the want, but dumping some kind of liquid out the window, still not surrendering. You still see smoke. I believe that's going to be, rubber burning, possibly from the tire on the other side. I'm not certain, though, or if that's just maybe some damage to the exhaust of the catalytic converter from that pretty nasty crash. And by the way, this person already injured an innocent motorist on the 60 freeway, collided with them. Certainly hope they're okay, but we did hear that they were injured in that crash. I believe they crashed into the center divider. This guy kept going, and it's obvious that this is over, but this guy still not giving it up.
Yeah, let's hope he does follow directions here, because if he is wanted for reckless DUI, he may not be of a sound mind at this time, and any reckless action may get him into even more trouble with police. My take here, it seems like they're probably giving him some sort of instruction, right, Desmond, from the cars behind, waiting for him to get out?
Yeah, no doubt they're talking on their loudspeaker, trying to tell him to, get out and follow directions, get out with your hands up, throw the keys out the window or something. But I just saw the vehicle lurching ever so slightly forward. This guy's still got his foot on the gas. You can see the back tire there attempting to move. It doesn't look like it can, but look at that. He's still trying to go, even though he only has 3 tires, maybe even less. We couldn't see on the other side, but we saw sparks coming out of the rear, so something was dragging on the ground as well, something underneath. Like I said, maybe his exhaust or catalytic converter or who knows what. So this car is completely done. You see him looking out the window, looking back at officers as he continues to hit the gas pedal. Okay, now finally starting to see the door open. I think maybe finally saw the writing on the wall, and let's see if this will be a peaceful conclusion.
I think so, Desmond. He is definitely coming out slowly. His hands are up. He's moving backwards. He's giving some sort of hand signal, but he keeps going backwards there. What's going on?
Yeah, he's obviously not in a good state of mind, but you're right. He's walking backwards and motioning to officers. There was no indication that this person is armed, so let's see what they do. They may have to use less than lethal on him, possibly a taser or something. You can see the officer there at the bottom left of the screen. That's what he has, that orange rifle. That means that it's his less than lethal means he's using. They want to get him on the ground before he gets to the next ramp. And here you can see they've got the tasers and the less than lethal on him. They may have to tase him to subdue him at this point.
My goodness.
Just incredulous that he continues to back. Again, he's got something in his hand. It sure looks like an open container, Juan. And now the 4 officers, and now the takedown. They got him on the ground. You have looks like 5 or 6 officers there, and fortunately for him, they didn't have to tase him or shoot him with a beanbag. They just kind of had to swarm him and get him on the ground. So it took a bit. It was an incredibly stubborn chase. I don't think I've ever seen a chase go on that long with only 3 tires, but this one is going to be ending peacefully. Unfortunately, someone was injured in an earlier crash. Unclear the severity of those injuries, but could have been a lot worse, Juan.
What freeway is it? What freeway are you over, Desmond? Just to let our viewers know.
This is the northbound 405, just north of the 605, right on the border of Seal Beach and Long Beach. All
right, so definitely there's going to be some traffic building there as investigators try to get this off the freeway. An impaired car, an impaired driver, and I've got to say, pretty impressive the way somebody who may have been drunk was walking backwards trying to get away from police, but as you see there, it seems like he is now in custody, Desmond.
Yeah, it looks like maybe still resisting because it's taking quite a few officers here to get him on the ground. Excuse us while we reposition to go over the top of this, but I think they got the cuffs on him. We'll zoom back in here, and
is he up?
Might have to take a couple of officers to carry him. Pretty large guy here, but all right. At least now he's walking and he's not struggling anymore. I think he's finally accepted the inevitable. All
righty, Desmond Shaw reporting live for us above the 405 freeway there in Long Beach. The end of a pursuit happening on this Friday night. Hundreds of Cubans are joining a caravan headed to Washington.